Meta COO and philanthropist Sheryl Sandberg is largely credited with transforming what was a very cool website in 2008 into a very profitable site in 2010. And Ms. Sandberg joins us now. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you. On International Women's Day in Dubai. Really exciting.
It's so great to have you. And today you inaugurated Meta's new offices in Dubai. Tell us about this renewed investment in the MENA region.
We started our office here with 4 people 10 years ago. And since then, our community here has just exploded. There are hundreds of millions of people in this region who use our services every day. And they use those services to connect with friends and family, to understand and learn about the world, to shop, to create. And this is a really exciting place. I've only been on the ground for 36 hours, but what I've experienced is exactly what you read about and hear about, which is there is a commitment to technology and a culture of innovation here that is palatable, and it really fits with the spirit of our company. So it's a perfect time for us to open our regional office.
And speaking of technology and innovation, what are your plans for the metaverse in this region and really developing the metaverse in the MENA?
Well, when you think about where we are, this office opening comes at a really interesting time for us, which is the mark of the next chapter for our company. Facebook started 18 years ago, and it was text on websites. Then we got phones, so it became mobile. Then our phones got cameras, so you could then make it visual like Instagram. And then those cameras sped up, and you could take video. You know, you've always had in your job a big camera crew, but now the average person can take a video, shoot a video, watch a video. And the metaverse, we think, is going to be the next phase of that internet. And it's going to be defined by a much richer experience where we are in the same room, even though we've met virtually before, and this feels different. But in the metaverse, the meeting you and I could have had on Zoom or on video, we think will feel more like this. Now, not going to be built by one company, certainly not going to be built entirely in Silicon Valley. It's going to rely on the great entrepreneurship, great innovation, great creators around the world, and a lot of those are right here. And I'm getting a chance to meet with them while I'm here, and that's what we think will happen in this region and around the world.
Incredible. Can't wait to see that develop further here. Tell us a little bit about ROI on Meta's investments in the metaverse. When do you expect to see ROI?
So we are a company that takes a very long run view. This is an investment that's going to pay off over 5 years, 10 years into the future. You know, I came to work for Mark Zuckerberg 14 years ago this month. He was 23 years old. And even at 23, his vision was not days or weeks, it was decades. And today, our vision is even longer term. But I think the possibilities are so exciting. So if today you can see an ad on the internet and see a dress, tomorrow you can try that dress on. If today you and I could be sitting here in person or doing it on Zoom, tomorrow we'll feel like we're in the same place. We do have a lot of experience investing in consumer products, getting consumers to use them, and then monetizing it. That's what we've done. That's what we did on the desktop. That's what we did on mobile. That's what we've done with stories, and now we're increasingly going to do that with Reels. So we know it'll be hard work. We don't know exactly how the economic platform will develop, but we believe it will, based on investment we'll make and people around the world will make with us.
Tell us a little bit about the rebranding into Meta. How long was that in the making, and what was the immediate impact of the rebranding?
So it is a very new thing. We thought about it over the past year. Obviously, rebranding a company is a really big deal, and then rolled it out. But in many ways, it harkens back to who Facebook has always been. Mark was always about seeing the future of how people would connect. When Mark first did Facebook, I'm old enough to know this, it was unfathomable to put your real identity online. There was that great cartoon with the dog that said, on the internet, no one knows you're a dog. The idea you'd put your real self online was something no one had really thought of. And now we believe those experiences will get even more immersive. And I think the reaction to our rebranding has been very positive. People want to be part of the next generation of innovation. And we want to make sure we're inviting everyone to build with us. And that's why we took the stand of explaining this so far ahead of where we think it's going.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about competition. And there are other apps out there like TikTok, which are really grabbing the attention of so many people. What is Meta doing to kind of win back that attention?
So you're right, our industry is super competitive, always has been. Think about the generation of internet companies that came before us and how many looked so big and then weren't. You know, TikTok is a real challenge for us, and so we're investing. We want to make sure we continue to build the very best products that people and young people can really engage with. Our major investment right now is in Reels. Short form video is big, short form video is fun, short form video is immersive. We've had it on Instagram for a while. We've just rolled it out to Facebook all around the world, including in this region. And we're making a very major investment there, and we're going to continue to.
Tell us a little bit about revenue streams. So people now have the option of blocking ads. How are you going to compensate in terms of ad revenue?
So as anyone who's following us has seen, this is a really challenging time. The iOS changes they made are challenging for us, certainly, but also really for small companies. If you're a big company, if you're MENA, if you're Forbes, you can advertise to anyone. You can do a region, a country, a city. If you're a small business, you can't. You have to advertise to specific people who are interested in your services. And the Apple changes have made that harder. So we are working really hard at making sure we can still personalize our advertising, help companies find the right person with the right message, but do it with less data and do it using more artificial intelligence. We're making major AI investments. We're also investing in other ways businesses connect. Business messaging. Messaging has exploded all over the world. Our services are a big part of that. And businesses are increasingly using business messaging as well to reach people. And we see some amazing examples. There's a woman I met virtually on my virtual tour of Dubai in September, and now I'm going to get to meet her tomorrow, named Sarah. She had a baby named Layla years ago, and she wanted a job that could be more flexible. So she started Layla's Candy Cart, and she provided candy as gifts for events, corporate events, birthdays, showers. Well, then COVID happened, and those events stopped happening. So she had to pivot, and she started selling activity boxes. And to advertise, she started looking for specific audiences on Facebook and Instagram that were parents trying to entertain kids. And it worked. Her business has exploded. She's opened an office, she's hired 5 people, but that shows how important for small businesses those personalized ads are, and we've got to make sure we can still deliver those for her, even in the current environment.
Tell us a little bit about your operational plans as we approach the Q1 earnings release period.
Well, we can't talk about the current quarter, but we can talk about the commitments we make. Our investment in Reels, both from a consumer point of view and ads, we are experimenting with Reel ads for the first time. And I believe that transition will take time, but it's one we will make. We had ads on the desktop, then we put ads on mobile, then we put ads into stories. So building and investing in consumer products and then finding the monetization opportunities, that's a muscle I think our company has, and we're going to have to exercise it again. Investing in business messaging, investing in AI, and continuing to invest in the products and services people use all over the world.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.